Alexa, turn the Batcave lights off. Welcome back. I'm here to talk about sleep. Getting 8 hours of sleep. Why? Because I wanted to get better sleep. That's really it. I wanted to sleep better and get more of it. I know that 8 hours is generally recommended. By the way, guys, I'm not a sleep expert or a doctor or anything like that. I'm telling you part of my story. Okay, so just join me with my story and hopefully you find it interesting and encouraging. I've tried many things, and there's a lot of videos out there and like tutorials and nightly routines, and they're cool, and I've learned things from them, things that have helped me in the past. This is something that I couldn't ever really stick to for some reason. My sleeping patterns aren't very good, or haven't been very good. And there was a time, man, when I just wasn't getting enough sleep at all. It was not sustainable. So I was like, well, what do I need to do to like try and make this stick? And I've tried multiple things, like I've said. I was like, maybe make a video about it, and that'll help. And honestly, guys, it was like, it's worth a shot. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna track my sleep for a month, week by week, knowing that I'm gonna make a video about it, and I'm gonna see if that works. Spoiler alert, it did. And I'm so happy about it. I still have some work to do, but man, I got a full month of 8 hours of sleep a night. All right, so I'm gonna break some things down for you. Now listen, this isn't gonna be super detailed. They're kind of basic, and you may not even really be able to do all of them. All that to say, just if you want better sleep, don't get discouraged. Just keep trying things. Don't stress about it, but just keep trying stuff. And I think you'll find something that hits. And now, since I've started to form a habit, I think I'll be able to sustain it at this point because of that. This is what I generally do for sleep, to get good sleep. First thing I do before I go to bed is I drink a glass of water. I realize not everyone can do that because you may have to get up a lot during the night. I drink water before I go to bed because if I don't, I will wake up extraordinarily, excruciatingly thirsty. It is like so painfully thirsty. It's like I've been in the desert for 3 days without water. I just like, my throat is dry and I can't even open my mouth. It is like the worst. This is something I actually learned about myself a long time ago. But anyway, so I drink a full glass of water before I go to bed. I also drink water when I wake up because I'm still thirsty. But I mean, think about it. You've been asleep for 8 hours, hopefully, maybe a little more. And your body's been using that water to keep you hydrated, or trying. So I rehydrate again in the morning. And then get this, what I do right after that is I make a cup of tea. It's something I love and I look forward to. I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. I love the fact that it has antioxidants that are good for me. It's something I look forward to. It helps me wake up because I want to get that cup of tea in. Another thing that I do is on my phone, I turn it to night shift mode. I try to do that when it starts getting dark, or outside if I can remember, just so the blue light isn't like hitting my eyes so much and doesn't put as much of a strain. You know, you get the warmer, more yellow tones. It's just easier on your eyes, so I'm told, and through experience, I have noticed a difference. So yeah, I mean, your phone probably has it. If you've never checked it out, look in your settings. But I try not to look at my phone for about an hour before I go to bed. If I can manage that, it's super helpful. Because if you're scrolling like social media or something and you're like liking things and looking at all your notifications, then you know, your dopamine signals in your brain are just kind of like firing, and it keeps you alert and awake. Again, I'm just talking from my experience, not a professional here. If I relax myself, if I'm not staring at screens before I go to bed, it's much easier for me to fall asleep quicker. Another thing that I like to do is I pray. There's multiple prayers that I kind of like have on repeat, if you will, but one thing that is consistent is a verse from Psalms that I actually found from this book. I mean, well, it's obviously like from the Bible, but it stood out to me in this book, which is called My Name Escapes Me. by Alec Guinness. It's a journal of when he was retiring as an actor. So let me read this for you real quick. It says, "A New Year resolution which surely I can keep, to greet each day with a verse from the Psalms. Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning." And I just thought that was so cool. I was like, dude, I just want to incorporate that into my life, you know? Like, I love that. Probably every night I recite that verse. I pray, like, Lord, let me hear your loving kindness in the morning, for in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you. Psalms 143, verse 8. It's just something I look forward to in the morning. I pray that at night, and it's like, yeah, like when I wake up, I'm looking forward to hearing the loving kindness of the Lord. I know we're talking about sleep here, but this, if you like to read, great book. I just want to put an emphasis on why I'm talking about sleep. When I get like 8 hours of sleep, I just feel way more energized and focused and ready for my day. And man, there was a time when I was just not getting good sleep. As I had mentioned before, I was getting probably 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night, which was awful. And I was working 3 jobs. I want to like take this moment to prioritize rest over hustle culture. I'm not a huge fan of hustle culture. That's not to say, let me be clear, that I'm not a fan of working hard. I absolutely am. Work hard and hustle when you have to. Those are very important things in life. If you don't work hard, if you don't do these things, like you're not gonna make progress. So I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm just saying don't constantly just hustle, 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 hustle. Because if you do that, I mean, you will deplete yourself and you will burn out. I don't recommend doing that to yourself. I've experienced it. It's the worst. I hate it. I don't wish it on anybody. It's so painful in so many ways. So please get good rest, get good sleep. So bringing it back to sleep here. I want to, at this point, just kind of talk about some of the benefits that have happened of getting this, you know, good amount of sleep every night. First week, I actually looked forward to going to bed, and I started to get tired earlier, which is, for me, super awesome, because I would stay up too late, and I think I would do that because I would think, oh, I didn't get enough done in the day, I need to try and do it now. Second week, I noticed it became easier to actually wake up with my alarm. Still not perfect at that, you know, I hit snooze sometimes. I know some people are like, never hit snooze. I'm like, okay guys, like maybe I'll get there. I'm trying, but the point is, it became easier to wake up with my alarm quicker. And then the third week, I noticed that I'm generally happier and more focused. That's not to say that I'm sad. You know, I'm a pretty happy guy and, you know, positive. But even so, I notice, you know, I'm happier. And if I go to do a task or something, I usually can focus on that task and complete it, and then go to the next thing, focus on that and complete it, rather than just being scatterbrained and all over the place. So then fourth week, right, which is basically where we're at, I guess I just kind of want to wrap up what I expected from all this to learn. I expected some of these things to happen, so thankfully they did. But more of those things happened, I guess, than I anticipated. I didn't know at what capacity I would experience them. I didn't know if, like, oh, I'm gonna be like super energetic, you know, and then maybe a little bit happier or whatever. You know, I didn't know what those levels were gonna be like. But I feel like across the board, they were all kind of increasing at the same level, if that makes sense. Now that I've started to form this habit, I feel pretty confident that I'll be able to keep it up, which is so great. Now for me, the next thing is really actually trying to go to bed even earlier and wake up earlier. If I can just get a full day in, I feel so accomplished, and I feel like I've earned that sleep and I'm ready to go to bed at night. I think all this is so good for balance. I've been pondering that word a lot. You've got to know when to ease back and when to go forward. The Bible says, be still and know that I am God. So we're made this way. We're made to have this as part of our lives. Because if you're not getting rest, you're not operating in your full potential. You're not operating in the best capacity for productivity, or, you know, whatever else you need to accomplish in life. I hope this was interesting. Like I said, it's part of my story, and if it inspires you to be like, oh yeah, man, like, I'm tired all the time. Why am I tired? Well, you might not be getting enough sleep. Anyway, if you found it interesting, awesome. And if you think anyone else would find this interesting, feel free to share this with them. You know, I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about this topic. If you've got good tips to get better sleep, a good routine, you know, for consistency or whatever. I'm all about learning and lifting each other up and bringing value. If you feel like this has brought value to you or encouraged you in any way, please let me know. I hope to continue to do that. Hopefully, like I said, you're encouraged in a way to know that it's okay to rest. I don't think people are told that enough. It is okay to rest. It's okay to get good sleep. And let me know if you'd like me to talk about something else or share part of my journey or something that you think would bring you value. I'm open to ideas and topics of conversation. Thanks again, everyone. I really appreciate it. Have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video.